How you doing, sir?
What's up, Adrian? How are you? You've been
Um,
for the last two episodes, and you're finally here.
yes, I apologize to all the viewers, to all the I apologize to the chat. Um, yeah, I as we mentioned before, we love doing these videos to help out anybody, but we definitely have other priorities ahead of it. Respectfully so. So I was able to, you know, I had some other things come up that I couldn't make it, but shout out to Alan holding down the fort so that we don't miss any day. Today we're late because we just had a trip. So we maybe upload this tonight still
Yeah.
so we can maintain. But it's going up late. But do you want to talk about why it's late? What trip we had?
Yep. We did a quick weekend trip to Miami, and the reason we flew out there is because just on timeline, we flew out Saturday morning. With the event was from 5 to 11, and we flew right back Sunday today. So we've been kind of catching up on sleep. Of course, we stayed up pretty late, and yeah. But anyways, what happened at this event was insane to me. It's being around these high successful people who are into the same, stocks, investments, and I was inspired. I was really inspired. I think there's a lot of levels to this, and there was a lot of young guys. I mean, I feel like we walked in there and we were definitely on the top, like one of some of the youngest people. However, we did see a lot of young people also. I think we met some guy from Texas, Houston, Texas. Um, and but definitely from all age groups. I mean, we saw that one of the very first guys we talked to, he was a what, 86-year-old, 80 something like that.
86 years old, yeah.
And we were talking about, he's like, oh, I bought my first stocks back in, and it was like years ago. He said was the
First National or Bank of New York.
Bank of New York. He said he worked there for his whole career and that he had, shares in that company. That's the first company he bought. And it was just a different environment. That's the word, just different. Something we've never really been around. And we listened, we spoke, we shared what we thought. Of course, you got into Bitcoin. Of course, I got into SoFi because I wanted to celebrate for the weekend. And we spit ideas back and forth and we heard whatever, other people's journeys and we shared our journeys and what we do. The question always goes back like, what do you do? Obviously investing stocks is like you could call it a hobby, but you could also call it like a lifestyle. It's something that you do because it's just an investment journey. It's what where you park most of your wealth per se. Um, but yeah, what type of things did you learn? I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, when you told me about, this event, I mean I flew down to see A-Kicks. I didn't I mean that's the number one investor in my eyes.
Okay.
But one of the things that this reminds me of is you're always fighting to be in a bigger, better room. You want to be the person that knows the least. And I can guarantee in that room, that was me. I don't think I met anybody. The youngest person I met was 24. I'm 23. So I felt good being in a room like that. Um, I just, I'm a little di bit different of an investor. I've gone different routes and I'm more Bitcoin or I'm all Bitcoin. And so it was different, but it was still appreciative. Like to have the mindset of people trying to pursue for more, pursue for greatness and really just be in the right community, right? So it was cool to talk to people, cool to network and just get to know people. So I really enjoyed it. Definitely went down to see family primarily. This was just a bonus, cherry on top. So my priority was family. So kind of like you said, I went Saturday morning, flew back Sunday morning. So it was a quick day trip. And so it was great. Hung out with family, got to, be a little bit productive in at this event where we could talk about some things and just network with some people. We met a dentist that was doing cavity checks. I met a guy that owned a funeral home. So, uh, different backgrounds, people, engineers, very successful residential contractors. I think his name was like Adon or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty cool. But yeah,
Hey,
we met a lot of people, so it was awesome.
yeah. it was really amazing, man. I mean, I just spoke. I mean, you heard of me, right? SoFi, Palantir, Robinhood, and just knowing the CEOs and knowing the story, knowing the numbers, and it just being able to connect with people at a level where you speak stocks, but then it's like you get more, like you said, like we met people on like what they do, right? And then like the guy, the dentist, he's like, hey, he's from Pennsylvania. And he came here with his wife and his newborn, 6 months. And, he flew out here with this family, but then he made it a productive trip. And it's just like just being able to hear everybody's story and like their background and where they're from and like why they do what they're doing is very inspiring. And like you said, I mean, you definitely were the youngest person in that room for sure. And I mean, myself, I mean, me, Angel, Angel as well, there was a lot of young people there. And I think that most of what I got from it is like, I spoke to Matt Money, the guy, the Rocket Lab investor, and I was kind of telling him my story, same thing. And he looked at me and was like, wow, you're 25, man, also in these type of rooms. When he said that, I was like, hey, like, yeah, I'm 25. I'm pretty young compared to everybody. But like my brother over there is 23, like, and like just being able to or just looking out for that, looking out for what other possibilities is there out there. And of course, you and I know, we want to be the dumbest in the room. We want to, just listen. We want to learn. And it was an amazing event. I mean, Amit, of course, the myth, the legend, like that guy is just on a different level. Like I know he was very busy, right? We got definitely like what was it, like two encounters that we kind of spoke with him and just like listened to what he had to say. But it was one of those things that, okay, we met him real quick, but it's like there's a lot of other people that are at higher levels, or like they're doing their own thing. They got their own business and then they're like investing as much as they can. I mean, that room, I'm confident easily over $50 million in that room, probably more.
Yeah, easy.
And I think that the significance behind that is like, okay, yes, money is just a number. I understand that. But when you start to see what is in these people, in their minds, in the knowledge, and we can tie it back to success, how you say is it's like it to get to success, it's a fundamental. That's not the word. It's a what is the word? What is the word? It's like saying, it's like the principles, the philosophy behind success is the same throughout, right? And we speak about it all the time about how stay consistent, you stay patient, long term, you'll win. I mean, the people in there that were worth that much obviously either started a company, are huge investors in startups. And I mean, they're, 30s, 40s, and they've been doing this for such a long time. And I think that's what I grabbed most from it. It's like if you think you're doing as much as you can, you should always push your limits. And when you see people that are at these different levels, it's like you start to think like, wow, I need to work harder. Like if I want to get to there, I need to work harder. And takes time, of course. It's all a patience game. Work hard, patient, enjoy the process, things like that. But it was amazing, bro. I'm very, very grateful that you were able to show up. Angel came, my parents, of course. We got to hang out with them, like you said, and it's very powerful to me that, we were able to make this happen. Of course, you were able to fly out there. I was able to fly out there, save time in the drive, definitely. And very grateful that we're able to see my parents, hang out with them. We had fun, and then it was also a very productive evening that it's definitely one for the books. I could definitely say that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said levels when you were talking about the entrepreneurs because that's how I view entrepreneurship. I mean, yeah, money is just money, but to me, it determines the level of somebody. Like it's almost like a video game, right? Like you get into a video game and you're trying to beat the levels to get to the higher levels of the game. Well, in order to do that, you need to equip yourself with a better character, with a better attachments, better tools in your tool belt. And the representation of a successful entrepreneur, yeah, it's like the number is not glamorizing the money. It's almost like glamorizing the level that they got to in the game of business, right? Higher number you have, the higher level you are, which means you've unlocked new different things, right? There's exceptions, of course, but there, like you said, success principles are universal, and it's like you need to have these under your belt in order to attract the attention. Like we've talked, attract the results. Like we've talked about this before, right? You don't just become a millionaire or by getting $1 million. No, you become a millionaire as a person, the mentality, the work ethic, everything that comes with that as a character, and then you attract the results, which is $1 million. So it was cool to be in that room where there's, people that know more, and just, being in a seat of a student at all times. And it was good. It was awesome. Like you said, it was a little bit of everything. So it was a true blessing. Huge shout out to you for the invitation. And yeah, I had a blast. I think I mentioned, that was like the second time I've ever been in Miami. So it was cool to be there with family and be there to do something productive, and really to expand the dream, right? I think that's one of the biggest things is, you hang around dreamers, you're going to become a dreamer. So see all these nice pieces. I think we saw like a sea dwellers, pandas, APs, like, and I'm over here with my little baby Seiko, which is priceless to me, but it's like, man, there's a lot out there. And it's cool because you are who you hang around, and it's such a cliche, but many people don't realize the power behind that. So it was cool to be around some cool people. So
That was the saying. It's the principles behind reaching success are universal. I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly what I was trying to say. And we saw it throughout the night. I mean, in any career, dentist, right? Engineers, like you said, that guy owned a funeral home service. And it's very interesting that it's like everybody does these different things that lead and create money, but you can see that the success comes from sticking to investing for the long term, right? Building wealth through, I mean, I also heard stories of people doing real estate, right? Doing commercial real estate. Matt, he explained to me his numbers and where he's at with his profitability for that specific um piece of property he bought, right? He explained to me the way he manages money, the way he moves it around, and it's just like I'm just there listening,
yeah,
right? I'm just there observing. Like you said, I'm in a seat as a student. I don't come there trying to act like I know everything because I do not. And I think the sooner you understand that you don't know anything, you start to increase the possibilities of expanding your mind and expanding your knowledge. I feel like when you start to think that the only thing you know is the only right thing, I guess if that makes sense, like where you just prevent your mind from being exposed, it's like that's where you pretty much have already lost because then you're not open to new ideas or you're not open to the new things that are coming out, right? It's like AI, this stuff. I mean, not to get too deep into it, but it's like it's either you learn AI or you get left behind.
100%.
And I understand, obviously, to an extent. I know you spoke before where it's like you obviously have to kind of get creative before you just jump to AI, of course. But there are things day to day now that can create your productive hours to be used in better areas, I guess you could say. And it's just things like that, and I think whenever you have a closed mind, you don't learn. You're not seeing how other people are doing different things, and maybe you can grab something from other successful people, so
Yeah, I think I mean, we're a culmination of all the decisions we made up until this point, and our decisions come from our mind, our thoughts. And so if we are only closed-minded to what we know, then we don't know what is out there to get us to the next level. Like if we want, if you're watching this and you're not where you want to be in life, well, just know you need an outside source, or you need some type of avenue to branch out new ideas or find something out. Because if you are not where you want to be, well, you don't know what you need to know yet to get to where you want to be. But also, it's very important to monitor your thoughts. So your thoughts are words, right? I was talking to a very successful entrepreneur at my last trip to Baltimore. It was a couple months back, and he was talking about this. He's like, you need to answer your thoughts. See, like your thoughts are constantly coming in, and if you don't answer them, eventually you're gonna believe whatever it is. And I'm a big overthinker, and we have to realize that our all of our thoughts aren't ours. See, our evil is trying to find our weakness. So they're sending all of these thoughts into our mind to see what we latch onto. So if I'm sitting here, Alan, and I'm telling you every day, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, eventually you're either going to believe that you're an idiot or you're going to most definitely believe that I think you're an idiot, right? But what's going to happen is every time I say you're an idiot, you're going to say, no, I'm not an idiot. And every time I tell you, you're going to keep responding to me. And eventually I'm going to stop telling you that you're an idiot because I can see that you're not taking it, right? But in our thoughts, they come in into our mind, but yet we don't answer them. We don't respond to them. So me, I know it sounds very silly, but if a thought comes into my head that's a negative thought or something that I don't want to think about, it's like, oh, I can't do that because I'm not smart enough. I'm gonna say, no, I am very smart. I'm smart enough and I can do this. Sorry, go ahead. Nope, I don't accept that thought. I don't accept that. Thank you. It's like your mind is your temple. It's your entire livelihood. Like if a robber comes into your house and breaks in your door, you're not going to say, "Oh, have a seat. Can I make you a cup of coffee?" You're going to say, "Get out of my house. You don't belong here." Same with your mind. There's thoughts that come into your mind that are not yours and you should not allow them to come in. You block them. You remove them. See, your mind is almost like I was thinking of this on the way to the airport, like landing. Your mind is like a runway and these planes are your thoughts like just trying to find a place to land. And if you keep allowing them to land into your runway, well, everything and anything is going to land, and then you're going to be able to believe all of these thoughts that are coming in that truly aren't probably yours. So you're not going to believe that you're confident, that you have a high self-image, that you're powerful. I'm a champion. I'm a winner. I'm an overcomer. I'm an overachiever. I do hard things. I love myself. God loves me. I'm strong, bold, told, and sold. I'm a leader. I have great habits. I'm a people person. I love people. People love talking to me. I have a magnetic personality. Everything I touch turns to gold. I'm kind and considerate. I'm grateful. I'm solution oriented. I'm a role model. I'm blessed exceedingly and abundantly, and I only attract great things into my life. So these conversations, this is me inputting into my mind the right things. And I think when you're around a room of people like this, you realize this is good entering your mind so you can block all the bad, get all the good, and eventually then the evil is going to stop sending these thoughts because they realize they can't attack you. You have no weakness. So,
Powerful, powerful. I mean, I left that room just feeling great, positive. I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna do, and I think to back up to your point, it is really important who you spend your time with, what you listen to, because like you said, your mind is only like you don't want to feed your mind things that are gonna, like you said, like the example you said about, if you say you're an idiot, but you're gonna believe it eventually. And that's not how it works. It's like block that off your head, like you said,
block it by answering to it, respond
and
to it. Because it's the same example. Like if I keep telling you you're an idiot and you don't say anything, eventually you'll believe it. But you'll stop somebody. But when they're coming into your mind, they're not monitored by anybody. So you just like let them land in your mind. You got to answer to them. Like you have a thought, you shut it off immediately. Like, oh, man, like I'm embarrassed. I'm shy. I can't, like, no, I'm not shy. You stop the thought. You stop it immediately. You put a stop to it because if not, you'll believe it. So just wanted to clarify when I say block it, answer to it. You deny it. I do not accept that. I am not a shy person. I am confident. Everyone in this room loves me. Let's get it. And then you go back to your day. You answer your thoughts, and eventually you'll stop having them.
that's awesome. Thanks
But
for sharing that. Thanks for
I know that
sharing.
kind of went a little segue, but that was something that I wanted to talk about because I think it's very important to be around the right people and put right things into your mind. So.
I think it all connects together, bro. Like we said, we enter that room and these people are all like, "Hey, how are you?" Like, "Hey, like, how do you know me? How long you been?" So it's like it's like you said, like the success principles are universal, and I mean, you can talk to a person in that room and say the exact thing what you said, and they're gonna share an experience that they had or how they learned. They're gonna share. It's like you said, bro. It's universal. It really is.
Yeah.
Anything you set your mind to is just. you follow those principles, follow that philosophy in your mind, and nothing stops you at the end of the day. It's just
Yeah,
not if, but it's when. We always talk about it. So
that's exactly right.
anyway, well, this was a great conversation. I know it's a little late, at least on my my time, but as long as we get it done, and I'm very, very glad that we went out there. And again, thank you so much, bro, for taking the time out of your your weekend to come out here. Definitely had
Yeah,
a
bro. Thank you so much for the invitation. I got back to right to it as soon as I got back, and I'm excited to keep crushing it. Tomorrow's a new day, new blessings, and God's favors in our lives. So I'm excited.
That's right. Extremely grateful for the opportunity to be able to do something like that. Very grateful to be able to see my parents once again, and definitely spend time with you, bro. So
Let's
it
go.
was an
Well,
amazing time. You have a great night, all right?
you too, bro. Have a good week. All right.
See ya.